Hey everybody, this is Meagan Mermaid. This is part 2 of the full moon live stream. I don't know what happened to the other one. I was literally just talking and it just stopped. So I'm hoping that all of you guys that were watching live will notice that that ended and find this one. And if not, then you can definitely tune into the replay. It's just so odd. And it's very interesting because I've just been noticing interference. So I am just going to set a boundary. And we're learning about boundaries in this full moon in Libra. So I guess it's just showing me where I need to have more boundaries, especially when it comes to going live. So all very powerful messages. So anyway, we were on freedom. So freedom, the mermaid empowerment is I free myself by letting go. And it's so funny. As soon as I said letting go, that card fell. So let me pick it up. So funny. It's just been such an interesting day. All right. So, freedom. I free myself by letting go. That means that we have to let go of trying to control everything. The thing is that control is a defense mechanism that we use because we feel like if we can control our feelings, or if we can control what we're manifesting, or if we can control how other people perceive us or see us, then we'll be safe. And that's not true. It's just more ways for us to want to close our hearts. And so, another thing to think about too is that, with all of this Aries energy, sometimes we have these false beliefs that freedom means that we can't be in relationship or partnership with other people, and maybe you've experienced that in the past where you didn't feel free in your relationships, and oftentimes it's throat chakra issues where we have a fear of speaking up or setting boundaries, and so it's easier just to push people away than to address those things. So it takes a lot of courage to have healthy relationships and healthy relationship dynamics, but I do want you to know that you can have courage to, and you can have freedom in your relationships. You can have both. And that's the thing that this full moon opposing Chiron is sharing with us, is that any of those fears or beliefs that we can't keep our identity and have a healthy relationship, or we can't focus on our own goals and be in partnership, anything like that, this energy of opposition is actually a good energy. It's an energy of finding balance. So we're finding a balance between ourselves as an individual and ourselves in the lens of relationship. And relationships don't necessarily even have to be romantic. You might look at your parenting and child relationships. You might want to look at your friendships or your working relationships and ask yourself, like, where do I need to find more balance? Where am I giving more? Where am I taking more? Where are my wounds keeping me from opening my heart more? So there's a lot to work through in this moon. And if we can just really honor what's coming up, we're really creating the space for something so much more powerful. So I'm going to be sharing some messages from the tarot, and I'll probably be ending it pretty soon because I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting hungry. And it's definitely been a long day. But hopefully you guys find part 2, because I feel really bad that happened. But what can you do? You free myself by letting go. I let go of technical issues. So we have 3 cards coming up for this moon. Oh, and this is interesting. It's all pentacles. There's a lot in this moon about like grounding ourselves. And there's also a lot about, just really getting clear about like what are those like ordinary, like earth practical steps that we can take in order to call in the things that we want, whether that's more beauty or relationships or whatever it is, Libra related. And so we have this 2 of Pentacles, and that's such perfect energy for this moon opposing Chiron, where it's like we're balancing and we've got to figure out, where are we too much on one side and we need to be more on this side. Then we have the 7 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Pentacles is this card of like waiting, and sometimes it's like not that enjoyable to wait, right? And the 7 of Pentacles is kind of like this question of like, really, is that it? And so, maybe you might have started off in this new season on equinox and been really excited, like, oh, I'm so excited to create new things and to see this next chapter of my life. And this is where the self-love comes in for the new chapter and the freedom, because we've got to love ourselves, and we've got to let go of when and how the things that we want will arrive. The more that we hold on to them and the more that we try to control or plan the outcome, the more that we're limiting the universe in working. So this person is probably just trying to control too much, and that's why it's taking longer than expected. If we just let go and recognize that whatever we're doing, it's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And the lesson is here in this moment. And so the final card that we have today is the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is this card of like emotional fulfillment and also just happy family. It's harmony, it's this completion. And that's what full moons are about. So I encourage you to think about where you were 6 months ago, and really just honor and recognize how powerful you are, how much you've worked through, how much you have changed, how much you have grown, how much you have healed. Oftentimes, we're always moving on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and that's fine. That's part of the human experience. But when we stop a moment to acknowledge of how far we've come, we can see that fulfillment doesn't come from just suddenly some huge change that happens in our life. It's moment by moment actions of self-love and self-care and of honoring. And through that, that's where we get that feeling of completion. And the completion just means another new chapter. So right now in this full moon, we're just being asked to let go, to heal, to release, to give ourselves time, maybe go within. Really powerful things that you can do is write in a notebook or a journal something that you're ready to release. Maybe it's a letter of forgiveness. Maybe you're still holding on to forgiveness for a previous partner or a previous relationship, or maybe a parent or an authority figure. Or maybe you can light a candle and you can blow it out, and you can say that you're releasing something from the past. So all of the things that you're ready to release, just think about that. Think of the emotion, and have fun. When we work with the energies of the moon, we're stepping into this very powerful portal of magic. But I want to share with you that magic has to come from the heart. If it's not coming from the heart, it's black magic. And you've got to be careful. There's a lot of energies out there, and they're not all in the light. They could be talking about the light. They could have thousands of followers, and they're not in the light. So I encourage you to use your discernment, and I encourage you to notice how you feel, notice how your body feels, and to use very powerful discernment and practical boundaries. Because if you want to create this stability and this foundation, and you want to focus on self-love, you've got to be very careful where your energy is going and who you're listening to and whose energy is manipulating you in some way or impacting you. So I just really encourage you to use your discernment on this full moon. And that got kind of fierce, but sometimes the dark feminine has to come in and just be like, look, there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's not always the people that you think it is that it's happening from. So, don't let power or influence sway you. Listen to your body, and your intuition will always tell you what's real and what's true. And so I love you all so much. I hope that you have a very beautiful full moon, and I will see you again for many more messages and videos to come. And if you want to learn more about me or book a personal session, you can check out that link at meaganmermaid.com below. And I hope to see you all very soon. I believe in you and I love you. Have a great day.